Okay, everybody, we are going to be working on the first steps of AI with the tutorial we're going to be running right now. And what I'd like to do first, this is going to be from scratch, so this will be kind of multi-stepped through all of these. So you may want to take some notes at some point because there will be a few different parts to this one. We're just going to initially set up the space and we're going to get it kind of roaming around. Okay, so one of the first things you need to do if you're going to create a space for an AI, you need to go up here and we're going to add in a nav mesh bounds volume. Okay, so we're just going to add that in right here, and it just looks like a big empty cube. But what we want to do is just snap it to the ground. There we go. And we're going to zoom in on it. Now what's going to happen, watch this, as we plunge it into the ground, you're going to see, let's see, let me turn on, let it kind of count through some things here. I'm going to hit P to be able to turn this on and off. Okay. Notice that whenever I move it around, we're seeing something a little bit different. Okay. Let me go ahead and expand this out because we want this thing to cover the entirety of this space. Anywhere you want AI to be able to move, we'll need to be able to have this covering it. So that means if you're going to have something that is going to go upstairs, or you have a multi-level setup, then you'll want to make sure that this volume is high enough for it to cover those things. So see right here, we can see it's going up the ramp, but the volume's not high enough for the AI to actually go all the way up it. So what we're going to do is pick this up just a little bit. Yep, too much. We're just going to expand it. So let's go ahead and set this back down. Now we got the ramp in there a little bit. I'm just going to expand it, scale it up a little bit more. Let's see, there we go. There we go. Now we're catching everything on top, and if they can get up there, they can get on top of these and move around too. That green area right there that you see is the engine saying, yeah, this is good. This is where an AI can go. And if you want to turn that off when you're looking at this, you hit the letter P and that'll turn everything off. Otherwise, if you hit P again, that'll bring everything back for navigation. A few things to kind of take a look at here. This brush component right here has some various pieces that you can work with on this. Let's go ahead and take a look at a few things real quick. This is pretty basic stuff that you probably won't really need to mess too much with, so I'm not sure that you'll really need to worry about it. But in the actual nav mesh bounds volume, let me go ahead and pull this down a little bit, and I'm going to look for nav. Okay, now there should also be a recast nav mesh in here as well. Once this gets added, the recast nav mesh should be in there as well. And this is the one that will help you out with your AI finding its way around certain areas. So what we're going to look for is on the display, generation would be good. So notice around here, the agent radius is what's controlling this space around these different shapes. So if you want to make sure that they don't get caught or anything like that, you might actually expand the agent radius around these objects so that they'll move a little bit further away. Notice this is pretty far away right here. And this little space that we have right here is not enough for it to really track inside of. I mean, you might have an AI get stuck right here. So kind of look at this like bandwidth through a certain space too. So we want to, oh, that's the height, sorry. Let me go ahead and crank this agent radius down. Let's do like a 10. Yeah, 10 sounds good. We'll do a 10 there. Agent height is also just the tallest point for the nav mesh. We can kind of adjust that here. Max slope is how well AI would be able to climb certain things. You can't really see too much of a change in the generation of the map whenever we do that, so it's not really a whole lot of help. The main one would just be agent radius, which controls the space around these objects. Okay, so let's go ahead and start making our first AI. I'm going to make a very basic one that is just very simple. Let me see here. We're going to, I'll just put it in user made. That'll be fine. So I'm going to right click in here and we're going to make a blueprint class and we're going to do a character. Let's see, BP underscore, let's just call it AI enemy, or yeah, let's do that, AI underscore enemy. Okay. Now, typically there are a lot more things that can go into an AI other than what we're going to be doing here. So this is just kind of a very quick and dirty kind of AI to put together real fast. So let's see here. I need my edge, so I need my details over here. So let me go ahead and open those up. Details panel, or I can just go up to window and we'll scroll down here and do load layout, default load layout. Just let that recycle. There we go. And let's have it reopen my AI enemy. There we go. If it comes up to this, all you have to do is go to this little open full blueprint editor. That'll open the whole thing for you. All right, let's go back into the viewport for the mesh. I don't have anything else in this particular project other than just the regular Quinn and all that kind of stuff. Although I do have this tutorial guy right here. So I think that might help us out. Now notice he kind of turns to the side of where this arrow is pointing. So we need to rotate him over. So, whoop, went too far. There we go. So let's look at the rotation up here. I want it to go to about, let's do 90, just see what that looks like. Okay, it's facing the other way. So we'll do -90. There we go. There we go. He's flipped around the right way now. And if we check him from the side, if we go over here to perspective, we go to right, we can see he's got a little bit of space right above there where we would probably want to pull him down a little bit. So I would, let's see. Yeah. I think what I want to do is I'm going to grab this and I just want his feet right at the bottom, right there. I'm going to zoom in with my mouse wheel. And yeah, I need to have him down a little bit more right there. Where that capsule mesh is going to be, that's right where his feet should be. So that's going to be where the whole thing ends up locking up right there, hitting the ground and all that kind of stuff. Okay, next thing I want to do is instead of an animation blueprint, I'm going to just use animation asset. And let's see what we got. We got an idle. Okay, cool. Oh, okay, so he's a gun idle guy. Sure, why not? Those are the only ones. We get that and walk forward. Okay, actually, that's all we really need for what we're going to be doing today. So let's go to the event graph. And what we're going to do is we just want it, at this point, we just want it to walk around, okay? And realistically, the best thing to do for that, if we change the walk around animation to be happening all the time, because initially we're just going to have him walk around. So first thing we want to do is we're going to make a custom event. This one's going to be called move to random. Let's say move to random look. Oh, what am I doing? It's a custom event. I don't need to look for the whole thing. All right, here we go. And we'll do move to random location. Okay. And let's do from there, we're just going to get random location and navigable radius. Okay. And we want to get a just a reference to ourselves. So our own actor location, get actor location. Here we go. Actually, that's not the one I'm looking for. Let me drag off this one more time. Actor location. Yeah, it's not quite the one I'm looking for. So let me go. That should be it. Ah, yeah, that's it right there. Yeah, okay. Let's see, and then the radius, let's say within about 1,000 units, we're going to just have this character wander around. And then from here, we're going to do an AI move to. Okay, that's that one right there. The pawn that's going to be moving is going to be a reference to self. Okay, there we go. And the destination, we have a random location right here, so we can just feed that right into destination. Acceptance radius on this one, this is just kind of how close that it's going to be able to get to its location before it gets a success or fail or anything like that. So if it successfully makes it to its location, what we want to do is we'll have a little bit of delay, about 0.2 seconds will be fine. And then we're going to do move to random location again. So we're just going to call this again. Move to random location. There we go. And if it doesn't, if it's a fail, like it never makes it there, we should probably have it check, like, how does it know that it's failed? Like, how long does it walk until it moves there and it decides, oh, I was a success or not? We'll kind of play with that a little bit later. But for now, we have it just hooked up for this, and it's going to walk around and it's going to try and get to a random spot. Okay. For what we need, we'll have the event begin play kind of kick this off. So we'll drag off of this and we'll do move to random location. That'll get it started. And let me pull this into my map here and we'll just give this a shot. Okay. All right. That guy looks maybe bigger than my units that I've got, but let's see how it goes. Let's just see what he does. All right. We hit play. There he goes. He's just walking around. Okay, I'm going to turn on my controller. He's moving pretty fast. I should probably slow him down because there's, no way I'm going to get away from that guy. He's crazy. All right, let's see here. He's just wandering through this place. Yep, he doesn't care about me at this point, right? But here's an issue right here. See, notice he's caught up against the wall. And so he's never really going to get a success on that because he's not going to make it to the location he wants to get to. So in that case, we probably want to play with the agent radius on there. So if we go up here to the nav mesh again, let's see, I got to move that out of the way. All right, here's our recast right here. And I'm going to go down to generation, and currently our agent radius is at 10. I really just want this thing. For whatever reason, it seems to think that this edge is not going to be a problem. But I feel like it may be. There we go. That's got a good little edge there. And I'm not really cutting anything off. So yeah, they can still get up the ramp and everything. Let me go check that edge again. I think that's far enough away that it'll be able to walk around if he has to. Okay. Oop. Yep, he won't walk off because the nav mesh won't allow him to. Now, you, of course, can make your character do that, but right now he's just randomly moving around the space. He doesn't care about anything. I think one thing I want to do is I want to slow him down a little bit. So we're going to go in here. We're going to look for our max walk speed. Okay, he's at 600, so I don't need him that fast. I'm going to turn it down to 300, and let's just do this. That's a little more manageable. Yeah, like I think if I had to, I could probably get away from him. Yeah, I'm pulling away. So I think I'd be okay. Now, we just set up the random runaround. We have a nav mesh, which we'll need as well. And based on just that and what we have here as far as AI move to, getting a destination and everything like that, this is not too far away from what you might need to get started on making it track after the player that you're going to be using. But if you're not quite sure what to do next, the next video will have something on pawn sensing. If you want to get a little bit ahead, and I can kind of give you a little bit of a tip, we're going to be adding in pawn sensing right here. Here we go. And with pawn sensing, one of the cool things you get with pawn sensing is you're going to get a set of sensors, really. Like, check it out. So you have all this stuff right here that represents different kinds of sensory information. Let's go over here and we can take a look at a few different things we can work with. So on pawn sensing, let's go ahead and open this up. We have sight radius, so we can crank that up. I'm actually going to make that a little bit smaller. Notice it's just all around this character. Something we want to do though is right now it's set for a 90, and then we can kind of focus it forward. There we go. So we're just controlling the audio. The blue one that's all around here should be the hearing. So let me just kind of see if that changes here. Oh, that's max hearing. Okay, let me that's our peripheral vision. Hearing max sound. Yeah, that may be, here's max. There we go. So that would make it, if once we get to the point where we can set up different sounds coming off of our player or different sounds in the area, then we can attract this character with just those sounds. And then this is the fall off audio right here. So they'll start to kind of detect here, but this is the trigger that the blue sphere would be the trigger that actually gets the hearing to kick off a little bit more. And then if you really need to, you can always take the sight radius and push it out. And then if you want to tighten it up, so like this character would be really focused forward, possibly. Like that's the way you want it set up. So I'll be talking a little bit more about pawn sensing in the next one, but this can give you an idea of where to go from here. And you get these little events on C pawn, on here pawn, on component activated, on component deactivated. These won't be as helpful for you as much as probably on C pawn. So that gives you something that will allow you to sense our player characters right there. Okay, so I'm going to stop right there so we don't have too long of a video, and then we'll pick it up with some more stuff next time.